I learned a lot from her. I actually really got to know her when we went to Rich Dolly's, which was a fun experience. But sometimes you see people in the office and you don't really know them, but when you travel with them, you really get to know people. So I'm blessed to have her around us. First and foremost, if people, whoever doesn't know me, my name is Flora. I've been in the business 2 years. Started as a part timer. I'm still part timer, but I'll explain to you why. The topic I decided to talk about today is building an empire. Who thinks that's important?
Yes.
The reason I chose this is because I realized that if you're not here to build an empire, why are you here, right? But before I get into my topic, there's a couple people I want to thank because without them, I wouldn't be here today. First and foremost, I want to thank our amazing leadership, Jack and Kareem, Edward and Michelle, and everybody here because I learn from you guys daily, whether you started after me or before me. I'm always learning. I could ask one question and get an answer. I watch how people move. I track their business. Someone that's doing more than me, I'll go ask what they're doing, how they're doing. So I love that aspect of it. Is over here we're a family and we're learning from one another. Second, I want to thank my mom because without her I wouldn't be here today. People that don't know my story, I was the most negative person in our family when she first joined. I gave her such a hard time for a year and a half, but it wasn't because I didn't believe what she was doing. It's just the timing for me was wrong. How many of you guys have tried recruiting somebody and the timing is just not there, right? So you can't force them if they're not ready to, be in the business. I believe that, the timing has to be right for anybody to join your business. So when she first started, I actually was running my restaurant. It was like my third or fourth year in the restaurant, but my time was needed over there more than anything else. And if I wasn't there, it wouldn't be successful today. I needed to be there at that time. So when she would come home super excited, I was happy for her. But I was like, Mom, stop telling me. I know, like, I'll come one day, but just not right now. The timing wasn't right for me. But what I realized was what my mom was making on a part-time income, I was working 13, 14 hours for the same income, right? So I had to put my pride aside and realize that, there's something better out there. And when I came, the first time I came was, I remember like it was yesterday. First, I qualified for Fast Start, but I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, Mom, they better not call me on stage. And she didn't tell me about any of this. So like, the graduation part happened and they called me on stage. I was super embarrassed because I didn't know anybody. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a try and I'm going to see what this does for me. I realized I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. You look at the school systems today, no one's teaching financial literacy. I came in as a business owner and I felt dumb. Why? Because no one's teaching you how to save money on your taxes, where to invest your money, how to grow. No one's teaching you about personal development, mindset, none of that. And I think without the right mindset, you can never build no business. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today because I believe, we always talk about it. 90% of your success is your willpower and only 10% is skill set, right? So if you're not learning, if you're not evolving, personally developing your mindset, you're wasting your time, right? I'm going to be a little tough today, so bear with me. I think that I'm going to have just an open, honest conversation. Is that okay? Yes. Okay, so building an empire. Why I chose this topic, like I said, everything comes from the mind. If your mindset isn't right, you can't be successful. So let's get into it. Empire state of mind. You can't win in your life if you're losing in your mind. Who agrees with that?
Yes.
Right? How many times have we had teammates come and they get one rejection, they quit? I always say this business is good for people. Like a lot of people succeed here more when they've been through the struggles. People that have everything's been handed to them, they don't make it far here. Why? Because one or two rejections, they're out. They don't like rejection because everything's been handed to them. Who are you? You are blind until you know yourself. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, who do you see yourself as, right? I am a woman of faith. I am a selfless and relentless leader. I am a multimillionaire. If you don't see yourself as a multimillionaire, you'll never get there. So that's why I put it up there because a lot of times we see ourselves so small, but why, right? What do you believe in? If you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. I forgot the, yeah. I believe that providing value to other people will help me achieve my goals beyond my wildest dreams. Why I put that up there? Because when I came in this business, I realized that, you know, as a millennial, I graduated, I got my degree with my criminal justice background. And everywhere I was applying to at that time, they were rejecting me because I didn't have the experience. But then I realized, like, how many people are going through what I'm going through, right? How many millennials we know have 2 jobs just to live? They're driving Uber nighttime and have a 9 to 5 during the day, or like a bachelor's degree, you're making like 60,000. In LA, if you're making 60,000, you're not living, you're barely surviving. So you have to think of that, like, and that's what made me stay, because I realized how many people are going to need my help. How many millennials I know that are going through the same thing I went through. When I graduated and I got, like, I don't even know where my degree is because I was so mad. I was so mad because, like, I was like, you know, my mom would kept telling me, like, you have to finish school. Like, no one in our family has graduated. Like, you have to do it. So during my graduation, when I got off stage, whatever, they give you the fake diploma and then they mail you the real one. I said, here you go. And I was all mad. And I was like, you know, like, but thank God for school, because I realized that, well, first of all, I finished school because of basketball, because I was playing ball. And that's what, like, got me through school. But I realized that, you know, how many people are feeling the way I'm feeling? Like, after they graduate, they're applying to jobs, and, you know, you see the people, they always say, who you know could get you where you want to go, right? And I realized that some of the people that barely graduated or weren't the smartest are getting better jobs than the people that graduated like 4.0s and this and that. So I knew that I need to help people in the same areas that I'm struggling in, and that was to teach them how to become financially free. And I love our mission right now, helping families become financially independent. And the mission of behind it is because no one's talking to middle class people how to save, grow, invest, protect their income. No one's talking to them. You know, the wealthy have their financial advisors, but what about everybody else, right? What mindset are you in? I always say my inner world creates my outer world. So if your inner world is not all the way in, your outer world will never be, you can never create a better outer world. I am in the mindset of prosperity. I am in the mindset of intentional growth. I am in the mindset of abundance. These are some of the mindsets you have to have behind success, because I love abundance. Why? Because a lot of times people think, like, if I give this, then I won't have any, or if somebody else gets recruited on a different team, they took that person away from me. I always say, whoever's meant to be in your team, it's already there. Like, stop thinking like that, right? If I prospected someone and they end up on someone's team, I'm still gonna congratulate them. They started the business. So that's the mindset you have to have. Stop thinking that other people are taking things away from you. And the people that do, they're not gonna last long in this business. I know that. Um, you are the key to building a WFG empire. And I'm gonna talk about some of the things. And then at last, I'm gonna give you 5 characteristics you need to have. And I learned that from Rich Stolley. Whoever doesn't know Rich Stolley, he's the co-founder of our company. You know, going on that retreat for 3 days, I learned so much. I changed so much. I evolved so much. So today I'm gonna share some of those with you. But work on yourself more than you work on the business. What do I mean by that? Your self-image. You'll never make a penny more than your self-image. Dress sharp, you know, haircut, get your hair done, makeup. All that speaks who you are as a person, right? Speak with confidence, stand tall. When people talk bad about your company, what do you say? Do you just walk away, or do you stand up for yourself, right? Because a lot of times I see it where, you know, I'll have a teammate come and be like, this person says something bad about a company. How do I respond? You respond how you respond, and let them take it how they want to take it, right? Because if you don't stand up for anything, you're gonna fall, like, no matter what. So have that mindset that, you know what, I'm helping people. Every time I walk into somebody's house, I'm adding value to them. They're learning something that they probably never learned before, or you're giving them an opportunity that their family hasn't even given them. That's the mindset you have to have behind it, not you're taking something away from them, or, you know, they're doing you a favor. I had a girl on my team, and I'm gonna share this because a lot of times you know, people see my team growing and stuff, but I have problems just like everybody else. I just don't focus on it. You know, I had a girl, I recruited her. This girl like jumps from one career to the next to the next. So I recruited her and I knew she was struggling financially. So I said, you know, let's do your 3-3-30 and go get licensed so we could help the rest of you know, your family and stuff, because I wanted her to make money. So any appointment she would give me, I would go because I wanted to help her really bad. I ended up recruiting, I think, 9 people in her team. And she texts me and tells me that, you know what, like, I'm not learning anything in this business. You're not teaching me anything, making it seem like I'm a bad leader. Mind you, she never came to meetings. I recruited 9 people under her, and I was waiting for her to get licensed so we could do their FNAs. And like she was like shielding her team in a way where they wouldn't even come for me to do like the startup and all of that. Like everything had to go through her, but making it seem like I'm a bad leader. But my only intention was for her to make money and grow, right? And people like that, I said, you know what? Indirectly, I made her quit because I didn't want her on my team, right? Because sometimes you think of, you know, like the mindset behind people, you're trying to help them, but they think like you're trying to take something away from them, and that I need them more than they need me. Although I recruited 9 people under her, and they were all like, they had good mindset and stuff, but I realized that, you know what? I'm about to contact those people and bring them back into business, and she's gonna lose out, right? In order for my business to grow, I must grow. How many of you guys honestly, truthfully work on yourself on a daily basis, whether it's personal development, reading your goals, you know, having like pre-planning your days the night before, knowing exactly what you're gonna do the next day? How many of you guys? Yes? That's the number one thing. How many times do you talk to your mentor on a daily basis? People from my team start calling me from like 6 a.m. And I'm like, dude, I'm still sleeping. But then I realized, damn, you're the leader. You can't say that. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, they call me all day, but I'm available. Why? Because I know they need my help right now. And, you know, last night we were at my house till 11 p.m. with Chris and V, like strategizing and doing all of that. Why? Because I want to help them grow. They want to help me grow. You know, we're on our way to become a CEO team. I know people are thinking like, you don't have any SMD. But when you're thinking of it and you know where you're going, the SMDs will pop out. I'm not worried about that. The old you can't make new money. Yes. I love this because sometimes people come in our business with the ego, right? They know it all. They don't want to take notes. They don't want to show up to meetings, right? Not only are you killing your business, but you're killing the people on your team, your teammates' business. Why? Because if you think you know everything and you don't know anything, and you're going on the field and, you know, with teammates, and you're like, their prospect could have been like one of your superstars, but you just killed it because your ego. Get rid of your old habits, right? Think about that. How many of us like still watch TV, still wake up at like 12 in the afternoon, or you know, do all of that? Think about that. What are those habits that you have to kill for you to be successful? Ask yourself, what am I not doing right now? What's stopping me from making that extra 5,000 this month? What's stopping me from taking my business to the next level? Why don't I have another 10 extra people on my team recruits this month? What's stopping you? It's your habits, right? If you are here and licensed, this is kind of mean, but I'm gonna say it because if you're here and you're licensed and you're not even making $1,000 a month extra income on the side, what are you really here for? Right? This business is so easy. So if you're not even helping one family a month, what are you really doing here? Like I always tell my team, if you're not making money here, it's not all about money, but money will get you keep coming and keep coming, because without that, why are you here? Right? You want that extra income to change your lifestyle, to have a better life. Your family's depending on you. Who are you doing it for? If your why is big enough, you'll do it. Would you be okay with your team copying your daily habits? Ask yourself that, right? When they see you as a leader, are you okay with them copying your daily habits? Yes. I never tell my team to do anything that I'm not personally doing. Why? Because they're going to turn to me. They're like, you're not even doing it. Why are you asking me to do it? Right? Your life is a reflection of your daily habits. Are you reading the system manual? Are you practicing the presentation? Are you seeking more responsibility? Get yourself in a league. Be a Doug. I mean, be an eagle, not a Doug. And the people that are in elite know what I'm talking about, because if you're not in elite, you're not getting the one-on-one trainings with our CEOs and executives and, you know, taking your business to the next level. I always say, if you're not in elite, you're not growing as fast as the people in elite. And you guys see it when there's recognition and stuff, it's the people in elite that are getting most of the recognition. Why? Because they're doing more. So ask yourself, why aren't you in elite? Is that fear that you're going to get kicked out? Is it fear that you won't last? Is it fear of what? Or you just don't like the long hours? Self-reflection is key. Be honest with yourself. Am I living a life or am I building a life? Ask yourself that question, right? Ask for feedback from your trusted colleagues or mentors. I always tell Jack and Kareen or my mom or, you know, anybody, and I'm like, be honest with me. If I'm doing something wrong, I want to hear the hard truth. I don't want you to sugarcoat anything. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, because if you don't, then I'm not going to know how to fix it. I could take criticism because I know when I'm wrong, and I'm okay with that. But you also have to be aware of who you take advice from. Sometimes people intentionally give you bad advice, so you gotta know who you're taking it from, because if I listened to my friends, I wouldn't be here today. I gotta go a little faster, right? On 10. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the 5 successful characteristics you need in WFG to win. The first one is my favorite, because without that, nothing else matters. Strength and character, right? Ask yourself, are you someone I could trust in this business? If I can't trust with you, I will never work with you. And that's the honest truth. Be a loyal and trustworthy person. Do the right thing 100% of times. That's all you hear Jack and Kareen talking about. Do the right thing 100% of the time. Have a foundation to build on. Because in this business, if your foundation of character is jeopardized, you won't last long term here. You might make a lot of money, and you might be one of the top, but you will lose it all because your character, once it's jeopardized, that's it. When I'm hiring someone in my team, this is what I look at. Are you a ride or die teammate, or are you someone who no one wants around, right? I want to know that if we go to war together, you're going to have my back, and vice versa. If not, I don't want you on my team, right? Because when you think of this WFG business, you have to think of it as your family. Because some of us are spending more time with our teammates right now than our own family, right? So you have to think of it. Who do you want around with the right mindset? You know, someone that I could trust, someone that I could build with. I have all my teammates at my house, but if I didn't trust them, I wouldn't have them in my house all the time. But that's some of the things you have to look at, because it's like, without that, you know, you won't last long here. Your character is everything. Will to win. This is the second one that I think is very important. Why? Never quit no matter what. Why? Because, you know, a lot of times, I always say this business is super easy, but a lot of times our mind plays games on us. Why? Because we have that one negative friend, that one negative family member that doesn't support us. All of a sudden you think this business doesn't work. So you have to stand tall and believe. Like, you don't have family support, or your teammate quits on you, or guests don't show up, who cares? It's part of the process. They're just testing you to see if you have a backbone, you'll stand tall, or you'll let that be the deciding factor of your future. I won't make it immediately, but I will definitely make it. That's the mindset you have to have, because a lot of times some people grow slower, some people grow really fast, some people are just, you know, still testing the waters. But you have to understand that this business works. Obviously, it's been around for 40 years. We see all the millionaires and, you know, the Rich Dolly and Monty Home, you know, doing all these retreats. The business works. It's not that. But you have to understand you need to work. You need to follow the system. Don't create your own, you know, system. There's already a system. Just follow it. That's the easiest way I could put it. Sometimes we run for promotions, we miss it. Who cares? Do it again. It's not that hard, you know? It's part of the process. I always say God is always challenging you to see how tough you are. If something's not working out for you, keep doing it. It'll work out one of these days. Just keep doing it. Your family is counting on you. So how are you going to respond to that? You know, a lot of times, you know, we have parents that are still working, you want to retire, or you want that extra passive income so you don't have to work as hard, or your kids are looking up to you and they want that, you know, I don't know, go on another trip, or they want that extra something. But like, people are counting on you. So how are you going to respond to that? So like, I always like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking like, damn, a lot of people are counting on me. I have to make this work, because if I don't, a lot of people are going to lose with me, right? So I had to make it work. What's the hardest thing in this business you have to do? What, make phone calls? Like, what's so hard about this business? You have to ask yourself. I think the hardest part, which I don't think it's hard, is because we're working with people and we're dealing with so many personalities. But even then, like, when you know how to deal with them and how to challenge them and do all of that, it's part of the process and it's fun. Like for me, these past 2 years, I've never felt like work. I feel like I've been having fun. Like, it's been fun for me. Even when I was at my lowest points, nobody here knew I was at my lowest points. Why? Because I just made it fun. I have a support system, my mom, our mentors, you know, always, you know, backing me up, like telling me that everything's going to be good. So it's fun for me. It's never work. That's how you have to look at this business. Self-discipline. You have to show up to blow up, not only on BPM days. I always, like, when I tell my team, like, if you're a part-time, you should be doing 20 hours, they're thinking I'm saying, okay, BPM twice a week, that's 6 hours. Okay, that's out of the way. I have 14 hours left. But you have to think about it as, you know, that's not it. You have to show up when you don't feel like showing up. You have to show up when, you know, you're having the worst day ever. You have to show up, you know, and see a phone zone. Like, that's a prime example. Everyone's on high energy, making phone calls. You're looking at that person making 10 phone calls. You're sitting there. You're like, if she could do it, why can't I do it? That's the mindset you got to have, because if you don't, you're not. If you stay home and stay in your comfort zone, you're never going to be anywhere. Doesn't matter in this business or any business. Set clear goals and have an execution plan. Like, I worked on my business plan multiple times. I kept changing it, erasing it, changing it, erasing it. But now I know exactly what we need to do to get to CEO. I know exactly what we need to do to get my team to be all ring earners, watch earners, and all of that. But if I didn't have a clear goals, we would never get there. Change your perspective about willpower. A lot of times people say, and I'm going fast because I only have 5 minutes. Change your perspective about willpower, because a lot of people say, well, she could do it and I can't, or he could do it and I can't. But you have the same gifts I got, but you just don't know how to open it up and let the world see. Right?
Yes.
Create new habits that better your lifestyle daily. So, for example, before I disliked reading. I'm not going to say hate, but I disliked reading. But I knew in order for me to be successful, I got to start reading. I got to start, you know, learning from some of the best, how they, like, business owners and, you know, like Napoleon Hill and John Maxwell and all these leaders. And I want to learn from them. So I got to start reading. So I said every day, I'm gonna read 10 pages. I'm starting small, but we're getting there. But Elite is another reason, you know, like, that pushes me to read. But like, this is what I'm talking about, like doing things that you don't like to do, but creating success, like good habits. Clearly defined goals and written plan. Rich Dolly kept talking about this when we were at his retreat, and he kept saying, like, if you don't have written goals, you're not gonna get anywhere, because you have no direction where your life is going. You're just there, right? Don't let things or people drift you. Pay the price up front and in full. I love this, because a lot of times, like when I first started, my friends used to always be like, you have a meeting to go to again? Or like, you're always working. And I'm like, you don't see what I see. But if I let them drift me away, I wouldn't be here today. And now their monthly income is like my weekly income. But if I let them, get me out of the game, I probably wouldn't be here today. I mean, I don't talk to them anymore. I still have love for them, but I realized that sometimes you have to separate yourself from the pack and go the separate way, and have your success be fun, because they all watch my Instagram stories, they see what I'm doing, so it's okay. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Compete with yourself and people above you. I love this because a lot of times you might see someone that's doing less than you, and you feel good about yourself, right? But I'm learning from my downline, like Chandler. He's recruiting 12, 10 a month. I'm going to networking events with him to learn what he's doing. But if I had let my ego stop me because he's my downline and be like, no, like, I don't need to learn from him. No, I do need to learn from him, right? But a lot of times that's that thing. Compete with people that are doing more than you. I'm looking at the leaders bulletin every day, and I'm checking numbers, and I'm doing all of that. Why? Because that's how you're going to grow. If you're competing with someone that's on the same level with you, you're going to keep going on that level. But if you're competing with someone like Penny Oy, or like, let's say, like Eric Olson for right now, he's like the number one in the company. I want to learn from people like this so I could be like them and grow my business just like that. You need to increase your focus. I always say, like, to my team, where is your focus at? How many hours are you putting into your WFG business? The people that it works for them are doing more. The people that don't, they have no focus. They come and go whenever they feel like it. They do just a little bit just to get by, to say I did something. Some don't do anything. But at the same time, it's the level of your focus. Because if you want this bad enough, it'll work for you. You just gotta want it bad enough. A lot of times I see teammates, or I see, colleagues over here, just come and go. They don't even take notes. And I'm looking at them like, why did you get up, shower, get dressed, drive here if you're just gonna waste time, right? Team goals, challenge your team, help them through their promotions. I love this one because, and obviously in this business, it's all about team. You can't go up top alone. You have to have a team, and you have to have a team that wants to win just as bad as you. So when I'm doing their hiring interview, I'm asking them about their family values. I'm asking them if they have goals. I ask them what they want to do in life. Because if they don't have any of that, I'm not wasting my time, period. Like, I'm not wasting my time to bring you on board. If you're not committed to get licensed in a week or two, we don't need you on our team, because you're going to come and you're not going to do much, and then you're going to say this business doesn't work. We don't need that. We already have enough people saying this business doesn't work. We don't need extra, right? The fifth one, take ownership and seek mentorship. There's so many webinars and seminars to learn about products, and to learn about the business. But if you're not, doing it on your own, then you're not going to learn anything. If you don't know something, call and find out. No one owes you anything in this business. Like, take personal responsibility of your business. Why? Because a lot of times they'll be like, oh, you're a bad leader. You didn't tell me this, or you didn't teach me this. I'm sorry. I have so many people. I don't know what you know and what you don't know. If you don't ask me, then I don't know, period. Like, you have to be the one on track of your business. Sometimes I'll go to one of my teammates and I'll be like, what's left for your MD promotion, or what's left for your promotion? They don't even know. But I'm the bad leader, but they don't even know what's left for their promotion, right? So take personal responsibility. Don't miss any big events, PPMs, trainings. Like, these are all like ways for you to grow. Like, you might come here and you might have the worst day, but leave here because the people's energy in this room just makes your day that much better. But if you don't come up, how do you expect to learn this business? A lot of people say, well, we come, we don't learn anything. This right here in this room, we're working on your mindset. We're working on things that, you need to grow. Because if your mindset isn't right, then nothing else is going to work out for you. Numbers should always be consistent in order to have a profitable business. One thing I'm proud of our team right now is this whole year, we've had double-digit recruiting every single month. And I'm very proud of that because, it's consistently growing. It's not like one month we have 30, next month we only have 5. We're constantly growing. We're nowhere where we need to be, but that's one area that I could say that I'm really proud of, because we're constantly growing our numbers as far as recruiting and production and all of that. So the last one, energy. Sometimes I like, when you're mozoning, kind of who has good energy and who doesn't. Like, I'm all about energy. But like, don't come one day super excited because you have a result, and the next day you don't have a result. Your energy's super low. Your energy should always be the same. Doesn't matter if you have energy or not. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
So that's one area that I think a lot of people need to fix, because I notice that a lot, even with my team, when they're producing and they got recruits, they're happy, but when they're not, they're low, and then I gotta go in there and baby them, be like, it's okay, everything will be okay, get your energy high, like it's okay. So always have high energy no matter what. This slide, I put a bunch of pictures, but the meaning behind this, why I put this, is because you should always be ready. So you don't have to get ready. Why? Because, the Rich Dolly seminar that came up, or the Monty home that came up, or the San Francisco trip when we went for Elite, I got trained by two of the co-founders at their house for 3 days because my numbers were up there. So why I put these slides up here, Hawaii trip, we got to take a picture with Tim Grover. People that don't know, he coached Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Got to be on family trips with my brother and my family. We went on a 7-day cruise. But why I put these pictures up here, well, first Ms. Zeppi told me to. But but honestly, why I put it up here is to tell you guys that, end of the day, when your numbers are right and you're doing the right thing and you're doing all of that, you'll qualify for everything that this company has to offer. But you don't have to, now there's an Armenia trip and people are doing more than they've ever done to qualify. But why can't you do that every single month, right? You have to ask yourself that, like, what am I doing and why am I doing it for? Because these trips are worth it, man. Rich Dolly's retreat changed my life. I'm not the same prior to that. Monty home, I learned so much. This man is so humble. Like, he gave so many nuggets that I applied to my business. And, that's why my business is growing, because I'm applying. We got Jeff Levitan right there learning from some of the best of the best. But you have access to these people when you go on trips like this. And lastly, your why. My reason to win is bigger than my excuses. I can, I will, I must win for my family. And, a lot of times I think this is where it's the deciding factor whether you're going to do this business or not. Why? Because if your why is not big enough, you'll quit. But if your why is big enough, you'll stay. Like, my why is so big that no matter what happens, I'm here till the end. And my team, I got a big responsibility. These people are counting on me to win. How do I not win for myself, right? You have to think about that. Who are you doing it for? I always say this too. If one person quits on your team, how do you react to that? If two people quit on your team, how do you react to that? But imagine you get so big that you don't even realize who quits and who doesn't, right? That's why I always say, if people want to leave my team, they're more than welcome to go, because my intention is to have them grow. If they don't belong on their team, and the only people that don't belong in my team, I'm gonna be real honest, is the ones that don't like seeing other people win in my team. They filter themselves out right away. But everybody else, we're here long term. We're gonna go places. I'm thankful and blessed to be here today. I hope you guys learned some things today from me, and we'll see you guys at the top.
That was awesome, Flora. Thank you. So, you guys, guests are out. Please go attend to your guests, but we are having a very sharp face off. Jack has a few announcements. 5 minutes. Everyone needs to be back really quick because we have a lead. We need to get this done.